everybody. This is Joe, the Texas Rideshare Guy at texasrideshareguy.com. Good afternoon, everybody. My rideshare enthusiasts, future and present and past tense, the ones I've gone, passengers as well. I wanted to make a video today that I don't think a lot of people are talking about right now. You know, the rideshare industry is kind of topsy-turvy right now. It's a little peaked and valleyed, you could say. There are good days, there are bad days, slow days, prosperous days. There's things going on with Uber and I guess with Lyft. You know, the IPO is coming up for both of them. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't really care. It didn't really mean anything to me, but today I want to talk to you about the stress of being a rideshare guy. I mean, never mind the fact that there's the in our daily lives that we have stressful things that happen. We have illnesses. We have there's relationship problems, divorce, things with the kids, cars breaking down, things need to be repaired at the home. You name it. I mean, there's a million and one things that could put stress in our lives. We all know that. I just want to tell you briefly what's been going on in my life and also share with you some solutions that I have discovered. I hope that they will help you. You've got to go out there and do your own research and find out what works for you, because everybody's different. About 4 years ago, I had tore my bicep and had to have surgery. And let me just say that what I have learned over the last few weeks is that stress is accumulative in your body. What that means is that things that have happened to you all your life, all the way back to when you were a kid and you had a bad wipeout on your bike or a skateboard accident, or you had a childhood disease or had some kind of surgery, some kind of trauma had happened to you throughout your life. Not just when you're a kid, not when you're a teenager, not when you're a young adult, a middle-aged adult, or an older adult. It's accumulative throughout your life. And if you don't get that stress out of your body, the more trauma that you have in your life, the more stress that you have in your life, the worse your body is going to react to it as far as stress goes. Now, we have what is called adrenal glands that sit right on top of our kidneys. And the adrenal glands work actually in conjunction with your thyroid. And your adrenal gland will help you if you're in a situation, for instance, you're being chased by a lion or a big dog, or somebody with a knife is running after you. Your adrenal gland will pump adrenaline into your body, which will cause your heart to beat faster. It will actually shut down your reproductive system. It will shut down your digestive system. It basically, what it does is it supercharges your muscles, your lungs, and your heart. There's a whole scientific method about that I'm not a doctor, but I'm just telling you what it does. So anyway, it supercharges your body for fight or flight. Think of it this way: a zebra, living on the plains in Africa. All of a sudden, he's being chased by a lion. A zebra obviously cannot fight a lion, so what can he do? He can flee. So what happens for the next few minutes while this lion is chasing him? He's in the flight mode, which means that adrenaline, it's all, through biology, through all animals, it's basically the same thing. So for the next few minutes, this zebra is in the flight mode. Well, it's also the same thing for the lion. The lion is in fight mode. So the lion is chasing, he's going into a fight So for a few minutes, the lion's body has adapted for fight and the zebra's body has adapted for flight. Well, our human bodies are the same way. If we're in a dangerous situation, our body goes into fight or flight. That's the adrenaline. That's what adrenaline does. It puts your body in fight or flight. There's also a stress hormone called cortisol. Cortisol causes you to store fat on your belly. It also, if you have too much cortisol pumping into your body, it puts you in an anxious or panicky mode. And from what I've learned about anxiety and panic is it's basically a false alarm. It's actually your mind working in conjunction with your body and is perceiving a dangerous situation that's actually not there. Now, if any of you have ever had a panic attack or anxiety, you know that your thoughts, you can't control your thoughts. They are very negative. When you're, especially when you're having chronic anxiety or panic, you can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't function. All you want to do is throw the covers over you and stay in bed. That's basically the gist of it. Well, that's what I have been going through for the last 4 months. I started waking up in November. I got sick. Now I've been sick for about 4 years. I went through a divorce. I started to say this. I had surgery on my arm 4 years ago, and I came through the surgery just fine. But I was going through a divorce. I was homeless. I was penniless. I didn't have a job. I was a stay-at-home dad when all this occurred. And basically, I had to start my life completely over again. So I started noticing I was having these panic attacks all day long. Anxiety. I kind of look at anxiety and panic as two different levels. Anxiety, you really get it. You're worrying a lot. You've got that cortisol pumping. You feel the real strong, intense butterflies in your stomach and your chest. Sometimes you can't breathe. Your thoughts are just completely negative, that the world is falling apart, the sky is falling. Panic is a little bit different. Panic is acute. You almost feel like you're having a heart attack. Your heart is just racing out of it, wants to just completely beat itself right out your chest. Sometimes your extremities, like your hands and your legs, your arms and your legs go numb. You can look it up online. There's many different symptoms to both of them that are very similar. I think I've had both. At any rate, fast forward to now, I've since remarried. I'm married to a wonderful woman. I'm really managing to rebuild my life. I'm rebuilding my credit, looking to buy a new car to drive Uber and Lyft in some of their luxury categories, as well as doing private rides. And plus it won't suck to drive around in a really nice car. My car I have right now is a 2003 Toyota Avalon, and as of Friday, March 1st, I can't drive for Uber anymore, and I have until the end of the year with Lyft. So I have time, and it seems like I'm getting more rides with Lyft anyway. But getting back to it, so fast forward to now, things were looking up. Last year was still a stressful year. Financially, it was tough. I completed my first year as a rideshare driver in September. October or November was my first full year full time. That's what I'm doing mostly. I do work part time for a swimming pool company. I teach guitar lessons. I play in a classic rock band. So I have a few different streams of income. Excuse me. So at any rate, back in November, I started having some severe pains in my chest. I mean, like literally right here where the sternum is. And now I've had these same pains for 4 years and never knew what they were. They were always severe. Sometimes I would have to go to the ER, but the doctors never diagnosed me. They always told me my heart was fine. Once they stabilized my blood pressure from the pain that I was in, they would tell me that everything checked out with my heart. My heart's fine. I don't need to worry about it. I'm not having a heart attack, but they would never try to find what was going on. So back in, I think it was November 15th, I woke up in the morning. I was having that severe chest pain, and my blood pressure went, it was like 190 over 100. It was super high. Very scary high, in fact. And I literally thought I was having a heart attack. I mean, there was nothing that they could say to convince me that otherwise. And so we called the ambulance, and the ambulance took me to the hospital. I went to a hospital in McKinney, Texas, Medical City. I want to tell you, they have the greatest doctors there, the greatest nurse staff there. I'm so thankful that I decided to go there. I was going to another hospital for the last 4 years, and they're the ones who just decided not to do anything. I'm a veteran. You can see I'm a Navy veteran. I have, because of President Trump's executive order of March, I think it was March of last year, veterans can go to any facility for medical attention if it's an emergency. I do have 2 hospitals and a clinic within somewhat of a driving distance. The one in Plano, Texas, is about a 20-minute drive. The other 2 are about an hour drive away. So if I need to go to a hospital and I need to check into a hospital, then I would go to the one in South Dallas, and that's actually where I've had both of my surgeries. And speaking of the surgeries, so first surgery was my arm surgery 4 years ago. Second surgery was my gallbladder surgery. That came about on November 15th when I went to the emergency room in McKinney. The doctor had the presence of mind to do an ultrasound. He said that he suspected my gallbladder. And I was puzzled by that, my gallbladder. And he said, yes. And he goes, and your gallbladder, when you are having a gallbladder attack, which is caused by a gallstone trying to escape, but it can't. Your gallbladder goes into contractions. You have a nerve that comes through your shoulder down to your digestive system that connects with your liver, your gallbladder, your pancreas, your intestines, all of that, your stomach, everything. So if something's out of whack, that nerve sends a pain signal. And that's what was happening. So he did the ultrasound, they found a gallstone, and he recommended surgery. So about a week and a half later, I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it felt like somebody was stabbing me in the right side of my abdomen with a hot pitchfork. The pain was so intense that not only was it hurting in my right side, the right side of my abdomen, but it was also hurting in my shoulder and behind my in my shoulder blade on the right side. The pain was intense and excruciating to the point I couldn't breathe. So I woke my wife up, and she took me to the hospital. I ended up spending the night in the ER. The pain was so bad that they had to give me morphine. And within 10 minutes, the pain subsided. I pretty much, slept on and off for the rest of the night. They did another ultrasound, so I got a second opinion, and sure enough, they could see the gallstone. At that point, I went to my primary caregiver at the VA clinic in Plano, and sent them the copy of the ultrasound, the first ultrasound, and they asked me to take it down to the VA hospital in South Dallas. I turned that in. They made me an appointment to visit with a surgeon shortly after that. I met with the surgeon. He explained the surgery. And of course, I'm a researcher. And you're going to find, as I keep talking, you're going to find I tend to research things and try certain things, because I'll just be honest with you. I'm not a happy camper when it comes to the pharmaceutical industry. I think the chemicals, I think there are medicines that do a world of good for people. But I also think there are medicines out there that are dangerous and can kill you. And they did my sister 5 years ago. She passed away 5 years ago. It was lifelong prescription and street drug use, and her kidneys, her organs just started shutting down. So anyway, my surgery was December 27th I showed up at the hospital at 6:30 in the morning, and I was home by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I have 4 scars, three of them along my rib cage and one in my belly button. And you can go on YouTube and you can see gallbladder surgery and see how incredibly uninvasive it really is as a surgery. I mean, considering you have 3, I mean, you know, the incisions are, you know, probably about a half inch at most. There's 3 of them, or 4 of them, I'm sorry. And they stick tools in you, they stick a camera in you, they cut your gallbladder out, they take it out through the incision in your navel. They didn't even stitch me up, they used glue. I mean, it was like heavy duty super glue. That's what it looked like. It was clear, and it took weeks for it to wear off. I could take a shower the next day. I mean, they told me, say, you can take a shower tomorrow. And the pain after the surgery was minimal. They gave me Tylenol and hydrocodone, and I took a few of them. Like I said, I don't like pharmaceutical medicines. I did take it for the pain. Most of the pain was when I would sit up, or if I had to go to the bathroom or something like that. The worst of the pain is in my shoulder, and that's because they pump your stomach. They pump your abdomen full of CO2. They blow your stomach up so they have room to work. And that gas apparently tries to escape through, well, for me, it was my right shoulder right here. And that pain would nearly knock me down. I mean, it is so excruciating. It hurt. But as long as I was on my couch, I have theater seating, so I have a recliner couch. As long as I would recline the couch, I was in zero pain whatsoever. If I was laying in bed, I was in zero pain. It hurt a little bit for the first few days to get out of the bed or get off the couch and go to the bathroom. And I'd have to have my wife come and grab me by the hands and help pull me up. Because once I got up, the pain in my abdomen didn't hurt at all. But in a few seconds, it went to the shoulder. So I went and took care of business, and I went and got back down on my back again. And I was that way for about 3 or 4 days. So what happened throughout all this is I missed a lot of work. There were days, especially after November, I was sick to my stomach all the time. I was having pains. It took a month before I had my surgery. So during that month, I bet I probably worked about 50% of the time that I normally work. I had good days and I had bad days. After my surgery, I had the surgery on a Thursday, and I was gonna go back to work on New Year's Eve, which was Monday. And I just felt like I was pushing it, and I didn't feel safe, so I did not go out and work. And it's too bad, because I had a private ride to Reunion Arena from McKinney, which would have made me, you know, like $100 round trip. But my health was more important than the money. So all during this time now, from November until literally just last week, I was waking up every morning with anxiety or panic. The only way I can describe it is you get a very strong butterfly sensation in your stomach and your chest. You have trouble breathing. You have very negative thoughts that are going in your mind, and you feel like you can't control it. So many things. And it was every morning. And a few weeks ago, my doctor put me on sertraline, which is also Zoloft. And I talked to a few people that said that it helped them tremendously with anxiety. Well, not with me. My body does not take strong medicines. It just doesn't. So it made the anxiety and the panic worse. I went into a deep depression for about 5 days. Uncontrollable crying. The thoughts, like nothing in this world was ever going to work out or be good anymore. I mean, it was that bad. I called the pharmacy at the VA hospital in Bonham. That's where in North Texas. That's where all the medicine comes from. It comes from that pharmacy. And I talked to a lady in the pharmacy. She called my doctor and she told him what was going on, and I decided to taper off of it. I know you do not stop medicines cold turkey. What I started doing was breaking the tablet in a smaller piece. And for a week, I took that smaller piece, and then after a week, I didn't take any more. And I had no adverse side effects after that. That deep depression went away almost immediately. I still had some anxiety and panic attacks in the mornings, always in the morning. And it's, I'm not a morning person in the first place. So what would happen is I would have to force myself to get up and go to work and go and drive Uber and Lyft. And after about 4 hours of being out there, my arms would, the muscles were like clenched. My stomach, my chest was real clenched. That's just one of the symptoms of anxiety and panic. And after about 4 hours, it would go away. Well, I decided I wasn't going to live with this anymore. And I went online watching YouTube videos. I found a doctor. His name is Eric Berg. And if you are suffering from anxiety and panic, if you are suffering from adrenal fatigue, which is what I believe I had or have due to all of the stress and the trauma that like I said before, it's accumulative. And I think it just came to a head. And my adrenal glands just said, screw you. I'm just going to just do whatever I want to. I am going to, it's your brain that makes your adrenal gland either put cortisol or adrenaline into your body. So what I learned is that my body was overproducing cortisol. Cortisol is what causes you to have belly fat, especially in men. It throws your body into a complete imbalanced state hormonally. And our hormonal health is really, really important. You can't produce melatonin. It's a hormone that helps you sleep. You can't produce testosterone, which is the man hormone that helps you to have good sex, helps you to build muscle, et cetera, et cetera. We all know about that. We're all big kids here now. So I started doing some research, started watching some videos from different people, and I came across Dr. Berg, actually a friend of mine. His name is CJ Ortiz. He's also known as the Metal Motivator. I highly recommend you go find him on Facebook and YouTube. He's a great, I call it self-help. It's really not self-help. It's personal development. He's a great personal development coach. I've been friends with CJ for years and years. So anyway, I started watching these videos with Dr. Berg. And I will tell you that the information that I got was life-changing. I made simple changes. That's all I did. This is all I did. I want you to understand this is all I did. I tried to go work out. I'm really out of shape. I think that and that's a consequence of the cortisol imbalance in my body from all the stress, from all the anxiety and panic. But he recommends just going for a walk. Now, I have yet to do that yet because I actually haven't had a lot of time doing it. I've been out working because I've actually felt a lot better. And so I'm going to take advantage of this time while I feel really good. I'm going to get out and work. Now, I'm taking the day off today. Today's Wednesday, March the 27th. So tomorrow, March the 27th. It's February 27th. So tomorrow's the last day of February. And here's the simple changes I made. And I recommend this if you are suffering from stress and anxiety. You have to break the cycle. It's like a hamster wheel. You just can't get off of it because one, you can't sleep, you can't eat. You got that butterfly, a really strong butterfly feeling in your stomach and chest. Your heart is beating fast. You're getting the cold sweats. All these things are happening to you, and it's bearing down on you so much that you think there's no way out. There's just absolutely no way out. Well, I'm here to tell you there is. Here's what I did, and this is because I've seen videos, and these two things kept coming up over and over again. At least that's what my ears caught. That's what my eyes saw, and I thought I'm going to give it a try. I ordered from Amazon. I think they're 5 milligram tablets of melatonin. I got a 5-month over-the-counter supplement bottle for $5. That's it. $5 for melatonin. I'm telling you, my sleep has gotten a lot better. It is not great sleep yet, and I think it's not great sleep yet because I haven't been working out. I haven't, you're behind the seat of a car all day long, so when do you have time to work out? When do you work out? You don't, okay? And you don't eat healthy either. Maybe there's a few of you that have figured it out. I'm trying to change my diet and eat better. I'm trying to incorporate getting a workout during the day, even if I'm driving. If I have to put some kind of weights in my car while I'm sitting at Love Field or DFW in the staging lot and do some exercises, that's what I'm going to do. At any rate, the melatonin was first. And the second one is called ashwagandha. Now, I haven't done a lot of research on it. I just know it is either an Indian root or Indian berry, okay? It's called ashwagandha. It's spelled ASHWAGANDHA. It's an adaptogen, which means, as far as I can tell, that it in the way that you take it, it will adapt to your body and help you the way that it needs to be helped. And what I mean by that is this. If you take the ashwagandha at night before you go to bed, it will help you sleep. If you take it in the morning or before a workout, it'll give you more energy. That's the strangest thing I've ever heard, but it's true. So I'm taking the melatonin at night and taking the ashwagandha in the morning. The ashwagandha helps your mood. It helps with anxiety. It helps with depression, and it's all natural. It's just over the counter. You can buy it off of Amazon. You can go to any GNC or Whole Foods or anywhere like that, and you can get it. I just ordered mine off of Amazon. I got both of them, the melatonin and the ashwagandha, for $20. And so I thought, well, $20. What? I'm not going to miss $20. I'm going to see if it works. Well, I started a week ago on Tuesday, and I am here to tell you that today is the 5th day in a row that I have not woke up with an anxiety attack. 5 days in a row. Now, I'm not sleeping all that great, but I'm not sleeping as poorly as I was. I'm here to tell you I was sleeping 2 to 3 hours a night. That's it. I mean, you can't live. You can't live with 2 to 3 hours a night. You'll burn out. And that's what was happening to me. I was burning out. But I just made a simple adjustment. One, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have anxiety and panic, and then you're also suffering from adrenal fatigue, you cannot drink hard alcohol. You can't. You just can't. I was drinking, apple Canadian whiskey, and unfortunately, I was in such a rut that I was trying to literally knock myself up to go to sleep, and it was making it worse. And I realized that I'm not an alcoholic. I like to have a beer. I like to have a glass of wine, a margarita, or whatever. But I was to the point where I was drinking so much whiskey that I would get a 1.75 milliliter bottle of this apple whiskey, and it would last me 3 days. That's a lot of whiskey, and it wasn't working. It wasn't doing anything. In fact, it was hurting me. Never mind what it was doing to my liver. It was also throwing my adrenal glands out of whack even more. So I stopped. I am having a little bit of wine before I go to bed, or my wife's Mexican. We love Dos Equis beer. We'll add a lime and some salt to a chilled glass and drink one before we go to bed. And that's okay. One's okay. I mean, if you do it in moderation, you're going to be fine. I just can't drink the hard liquor anymore, at least not right now. I can go to a Mexican restaurant and have a margarita, but that's it. I can't just keep drinking and drinking and drinking thinking it's going to make it better, because it won't. So I made these 2 subtle changes. That's all I did. Maybe 3. I stopped drinking hard liquor completely. I'm just not going to drink it right now. And maybe later on, when I get my adrenal glands back in order again, maybe I love apple Crown Royal. I just cannot drink it right now. So I made that change. I started taking melatonin, and I started taking the ashwagandha. That's all the changes I've made. And I'm here to tell you, whereas I was getting up at 11 or 12 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't get out of bed. I just flat out couldn't get out of bed. I was getting, now I'm getting up at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So I'm starting to get my, patterns that I used to. I used to get up every morning at 7:30 and I'd be at work by 9. And I'd work until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Now I'm really limiting myself to about 5 or 6 hours a day. I'm trying not to push it. I'm trying to get my health back. That driving is stressful enough. Sitting in traffic, dealing with bad drivers. You got passengers that for the most part, most passengers are great people. But you're always going to get that one during the day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that one that is going to irritate you, get on your nerves, be rude, whatever they're going to do. So I'm gonna keep making some videos on this. I'm gonna do some research because I know that I'm not the only one out there, especially in the rideshare industry, that is suffering from anxiety and stress. I mean, I know this is a stressful job. If you're busy and you're making a lot of money, it has its payoffs. If you've got a newer car and your car's not breaking down on you all the time and stuff like that, and you're getting out there and you're making great money, you're able to pay your bills, you're able to go eat at some nice restaurants and stuff like that, you don't really have that. You don't really have all that stress. I mean, yes, there's a little bit of stress going on from the passengers or whatever. I've been in the boat where I can't drive for Uber anymore as of this Friday until I get another car. And I don't even know if I'm going to drive for Uber after that anyway. That's another video. I am driving mostly Lyft and Postmates right now. I'm finding that Postmates, I'm averaging like $7 to $10 per delivery, and they seem to have their stuff together. I've been really pleased with it. I haven't done that many deliveries. I use it as a supplement to Lyft. That's what I'm doing. I'm using an app called Maximo. I'm trying out right now, and I'll make a video about that soon too. I did try Maestro and everything, and I'm trying Maximo now. Maestro worked okay. Maximo works okay. The difference is about $10 a month. Maximo is $2.99, whereas Maestro is $13. So it's a no-brainer. I'm going to pick the $3 app, especially if it works just as good. And so far, it works really good. It has its glitches every now and then. It's like a glitch will be there, and then all of a sudden it's gone. So anyway, I want to get back on the stress. I want to close this out by saying this. Listen, you're not alone. If you're suffering from stress and anxiety, if you're having panic attacks, if you're on strong medicines like Zoloft, or if you're on Celexa, or if you're on Paxil, or any of those medicines, or if you're taking Xanax, if you're taking any other medicines that are strong narcotics to help you sleep, I want to encourage you to look into some natural things. I promise you, I was so skeptical. I was so skeptical about the ashwagandha and the melatonin. Now, I've taken melatonin in the past, and at first it kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies in the mornings when I woke up. But now, I've been taking it now for over a week, and I don't have those heebie-jeebie feelings. I wake up. I wake up feeling a lot more refreshed, at least than I was. I think it's just going to get better. I think that I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna figure out a workout plan that will not be so taxing on the adrenal system. At least for now. Walking is what I'm probably going to be doing, and maybe lifting some light weights. I want to get myself back into shape. I want to get this back into shape right here. I want to get my heart back in shape. I got to. My dad just passed away last Wednesday. He was eaten up with cancer. He had prostate cancer. It went undetected. And to me, there's no excuse for that. But my dad, he basically had three things that did or could have killed him. And one was the cancer, two was he had heart disease, and three, he had pneumonia at the time that he was put in the hospital. He was put in the hospital a week ago Sunday, and he died on Wednesday. I mean, it was that fast. I talked to him on Tuesday, and he was gone the next morning. In fact, he was alert Wednesday morning, talking to the nurse, and told her he was still in pain, and she was notating his chart, and she looked over at him, and he was gone. It was that fast. He was awake and alert, and then gone, just like that. His heart, the light switch just got turned off. It was his time to go. God said, "Come home." At any rate, I'm going to do some more videos in the future. I promise you, I'm going to start making some videos. This has been one of my goals. One of the things I wanted to do is make videos. I feel uncomfortable being in front of a camera, but I have sunglasses on right now, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll probably look and you'll see my eye closes and this side of my mouth closes. I had Bell's palsy about 23 or 4 years ago or something like that, and for some reason the muscles didn't refire afterwards like normally they would. So I've lived with this for a long time. I think it's due to stress. I'm really going to delve into this. The stress is a killer. We all in this country, we live stressful lives. So stay in tune. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to subscribe down below, please. I know I don't have very many subscribers yet. I'm trying to build my channel. Subscribe below. Turn on the notification bell and watch out for new videos. I'm going to try to make some, if not every day, at least every other day or every 2 or 3 days. You know how time consuming they are. But hey, thanks for tuning in today. Leave your comments down below. If you have any suggestions, any comments, any thoughts, man, I appreciate them. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. This is Joe, the Texas Rideshare Guy. Peace out.